Hello, my fellow communities, families, businesses, and individual. This is the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network UKCIC group in Leeds YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be talking about a different topics entirely. So what I'm going to do today is basically talk briefly about what are some of the concerns, some of the things we've seen that we need to try and correct within our community. So this is why today's topic is going to be the awareness and dangers of social media to families and our youth, children and young ones at home and in the diaspora. So for those people that know, basically, I originated from Nigeria. You know, my dad is from Nigeria, my mom is from Jamaica. So obviously we are all African origin. And this message goes to everybody. What are the dangers that are there, that all these social media organizations that are making billions of pounds when it comes to TikTok, when it comes to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and many more. We have seen reports and feedbacks and revelation of how this has broken families apart, and today I'm going to be talking about several areas in terms of how, for example, TikTok is destroying families' life, youth life, and etc. Facebook, the same thing. Instagram, the same thing. And we're going to be talking about that. And what happened is that this was brought to my attention, and it has long ago brought to my attention, but I really wanted to nail, because it got to a situation where I said I need to make an awareness YouTube video about the dangers and the awareness people should be aware of social media, especially TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Okay, how do we use all these items? For example, let's talk about our children. We have our children back home, for example, in Nigeria or in Africa or anywhere, and we have our children in the diaspora. When you see children, which basically that we've seen tons of video, reels video. For example, I was watching a series of on YouTube. It's called, that's Mr. Abyjay Series. And that series, I'm going to put the link at the bottom of this YouTube video. You'll be able to look at it. The social media has corrupted our children, families, even marriages, husband and wife. Let's talk about children, young ones and youth. In a way, to what we have seen young ones, youth ones doing explicit video, doing naked video on TikTok, on Facebook. So if you have a Facebook, you see all these people, they post all these real videos, and you see all these young girls, etc., dancing, etc., explicit dancing, which is basically, attracting a lot of predators, And, when you look at it, these are what the social media looks at every day. They use this in making money. And why is this happening? It's all because there's so many factors. When you have children at home, you don't monitor them. Families and parents, they don't have time to look after their children because they're working 24/7. Even you see a wife in a house, a single mother, etc. They put themselves on TikTok, social media. Everything you do in your house, at your home, you put it on social media. You see the ladies, women, basically, even their naked body, how they are taking their shower from their bathroom to their room, how they are creaming their body, showing their body just to attract another man. These are families, these are marriages that are married, but you justify it by saying that, okay, you want to put yourself on the social media so that you can inform your mate. Some people have a group. And what is social media doing? Social media is destroying marriages, is breaking up marriages. We have seen a lot of family that, social media is the one that advises them how they can talk to their husband, how they can talk to their wife, how they can get an advice from the social media that they should leave their husband, they should leave their wife. A lot of people are falling, They are falling into all this social media, especially TikTok. The TikTok is so rampant now that, even the government, are supposed to be doing something about this, banning all these videos, all these explicit videos. Just imagine. And this is happening because when you see families, parents that, giving their children a mobile phone at the age which they're not supposed to be using a mobile phone. And when the children goes into their room, instead of them to be studying, to be reading their books, they'll be doing naked pictures, sending it to their boyfriends, putting it on social media, trying to use it to make money. So what do we call it? Do we call it poverty? Do we call it basically that 21st century eye-opener? No. And this thing is not only happening in the diaspora, it's happening at home. Yes, we talk about poverty, for example, from where I come from in Nigeria. There's poverty, there's all these youths, all these young girls, etc., especially in Lagos, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt, that are all looking for every means of making money. They turn the social media into their red light zone where they attract men, where they contact men, and men will pay them money to come to their house. This is what the social media is doing. And it's doing it to your daughters, it's doing it to your kids, and etc. on a daily basis under your roof. The danger of social media to your children, to your young ones, is really going high. And this is why we need to call upon the government to see how they can regulate this industry. The government talks about this every day. The Western government talks about it. The UK, the America talks about this, but they never take any action. And the reason why is all because this Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, they pay their taxes. It's just like they're paying this government their money. So the government doesn't have anything to do. You see them, whenever this thing comes up, that is when they say they're having meetings in number 10, in America, in everywhere, thinking as if they're very serious, but they're not. These social media are killing our children. They are breaking marriages. You see husband will be reporting his wife on social media. The wife will be reporting the husband on social media. Even the child, a youth that are using phone, they report their parents on social media. That's under the scope of everybody. The worst of all is religion. It's destroying religion. I'm a Christian. It's destroying religion, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you're whatever it is, it destroyed religions. How do you stop this? It's all because of TikTok. Just imagine having your child, seeing your child explicit video, naked video, wearing bra, etc. on Facebook, on TikTok. And these are organizations that are making billions of pounds to destroy lives, to destroy families' lives, to destroy marriage. And it is happening. It is happening. A lot of Nigerians that are coming to this country, they have a very good marriage back home. Everything is okay. They have an agreement with each other. Everything is hunky-dory. Immediately they get to the diaspora, everything goes into pear-shape. Now, everybody has wings to fly. The wife has wings to fly. The husband has wings to fly. The children have wings to fly. They can report themselves to the police, all because of small argument. We do not condone abuse. There should not be physical abuse within a family. Whether the husband to the wife, whether the family to the children, there should not be. But there should be a way to form a circle of a family that understand each other. Whenever you have issues, you sit down together, you solve the problem. But people don't do that. They've turned to social media because that is where you will talk to their friends. They have friends there that gossip. They talk about other people's husbands. Some people, they don't even have, they're single parents. They will be encouraging others to break up from their wife, from their husband. That is the word, that is the danger of social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, our tradition and culture. Our tradition and culture are broken down right from home to the diaspora. And this is real. Everybody is in front of you. You get to the diaspora, the social media does not let you even understand your tradition. You can't even teach your children how to speak a proper language of your culture. You're ashamed. And while you're ashamed to even speak, some people will get to the Western world, to the diaspora. They'll turn themselves into, I'm now a British, I'm now American, I'm now Australian, I'm now Canada. They forget their culture. And while you're doing that, the children do the same thing. The children is always ashamed of where they come from. And this is the fault of the parents. Because the parents, they don't care. All the parents does is that once they come from work, they start watching TV. Yes, we know that you work hard. We know that whenever you come from work, you're so tired. But what is the purpose of that seed that you're looking after? Is it not the reason why you're working 24/7? You're working, trying to get that money? If that seed grows up and becomes something else, that is your failure. It's the failure of you, parents, daddy and mommy. So there's going to be an awareness. Otherwise, danger is coming. And what is that danger? It's the social media of this world. The social media of this world is the evil of this world. It's the Satan, is the devil of this world, and he's using it against you. Talking about communities. Communities, that is why we exist. To bring people together, to bring families together, to make sure that we can practice community tradition activities. To be able to remind our families, individuals, students that this is your culture, do not forget your culture. Some families, they've forgotten their culture. You see some family in the house, they're the best British. They want to speak English more than our Prince William royal family. Immediately, once they get it, they forgo their culture, they leave their children. You see their children coming in 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they don't care. You see families buying mobile phone to children of 7, 8, 9 years old using a mobile phone. They will even set up a WhatsApp for them, Facebook, Twitter for them. That is the parents. That is bad parenting. If you're doing that, you're a bad parent. You're setting Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok accounts for 7, 8, 9 years old. Even some people, they do it for 5 years old. And you know yourselves. So communities should come together and understand the dangers of social media. TikTok. How TikTok is destroying the lives of our youth, young ones, children, and families, and even yourself as parents. But you don't know it. When we talk about religion, this is what our church should be discussing. Pastors in every church should be talking about this, should be talking about the dangers of social media. There is no reason why churches or mosques or organizations should be worried, should be ashamed, should be fearful of talking about these topics during their sermon, during their messages. They should convey that message to families and children, the dangers and the awareness of social media, especially TikTok. And I hope pastors, religious leaders should please dwell on this topic. And this is why we can only say this on YouTube as a community leader. What about our ethics, our morals, our respect within our community? Everything has been forgotten. We've lost everything. Some people from Nigeria or Africa, they're even ashamed to wear their traditional clothing. They can't even wear their traditional clothing. All because at the end of the day, I don't want you to know where I'm coming from. This is the breakdown of the ethics, morals, and respect, and culture, and tradition within our community. And you parents are the cause because you're not showing a good example for the young ones to follow. You see family, when we talked about the TikTok, where there's explicit videos, these are the people that does it most are our wives, our ladies, our women at home. They are the ones that are doing this thing most. And they are the ones that are causing the dangers to all our children and young ones. For example, on our Facebook, you see lots of all these African Nigerian women basically showing their bodies, showing their, that is what they do on real videos. And when I look at all these things, we want to start deleting them off our account. Because the point of the community social media is basically to talk about community, to do things as a community. If you have businesses, you can advertise your business. That is good on social media. Not advertising your family, the food your husband is eating for breakfast, lunch. the type of underwear you're wearing, the type of bra you're wearing, it's not only ladies. It goes to men as well. You see some men, they will just buy a new clothes, new shoe. They will show everything on Twitter. Why? Why are you selling all your house, exposing all your family to social media? Individual lifestyles have been destroyed. Marriages has been destroyed. A lot of people here, husband and wife sit down and talk about something. The wife will go on social media, the husband will go on social media, and they will get advice from social media, bad advice. The marriage is the biggest institution in the whole world. And the day you took that vow in between you and your husband. No third party. And that is why they said, if anybody has anything to say on that day, they should say it or they should keep their mouth shut forever. Whenever you interfere into people's marriage, the husband and wife, you're committing a sin. And people don't know that. When you say you have a friend, he's my friend, he's my best friend. I'm advising her, this is the way she should be. I'm advising the husband. You're committing a sin because it's got nothing to do with you. You don't have a perfect marriage yourself. So why advising someone? And nobody is perfect. Marriage are challenges. The day you married each other, you came from a different background. And coming together, there will always be challenges. But facing that challenges together, you will overcome it with you and your children and your family. There's no point taking your marriage to your sister, to your brother, whether you're a wife or your friends or your co-workers. You start talking about your husband in the office, on social media. The day you took that vow, you've forgotten when you took that vow in between both of you. The husband will talk to his friend about, this is what my wife is doing. This is what my wife is doing. It's always going this and that. Why don't you sit down with your wife and talk to your wife? And if things doesn't work out, don't let it get to physical. Because it's not allowed. Everybody should go their own way. Government intervention is required. The government talks about this TikTok, talk about this social media, allowing our children to access all these sites, to put their naked, explicit video on there, to attract women. The government are saying they're trying their best, but they're not. Because they get money from all this social media. They get their taxes from social media. The only one I've seen is Google Family app. That Google Family app, I recommend it to anybody. We're not saying that you should not buy a tab or phone, etc. for your child, but let it get to the age that is required for them to use it. Don't go and buy it for your child of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 when they're not at that teenage age. And this is why the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has said they're going to be passing the law to every schools that children should not be using a phone during the school hours. Why did he say that? Because children are distracted. Children are focusing on social media. TikTok is destroying families and youth and young ones and children's life. But you don't know that. When you see your children joining a bad gang, you don't know how they started. They started on social media, all this gathering. You can't even talk to your children anymore because your children comes home around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and you just go upstairs. There's nothing you can do. Because if you're not engaging with your children, you're watching telly, you're working 24/7, your children will go and find engagement outside or on the social media. And that is what is happening. It's a reality check for everybody, the dangers and the awareness of social media of the 21st century. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We need community togetherness, cohesion. We have a lot of families that have japa from Nigeria, from Africa, from all over the world, into the UK, into America. As I've said, whenever they get to this family, whenever they get to the diaspora, everything changes. And why? It's all because they keep on consulting social media, the wrong AI. Oh, how do I talk to my husband? You put it on social media. How do I talk to my wife? How do I make love to my wife? How do I do this to my husband? How do I make love to my husband? You go on social media instead of you to sit down with your husband. Your husband is in front of you. You are afraid of talking to your husband because social media has taken your life. If you're in the kitchen cooking, it's social media. If you're in the bathroom, it's social media. If you're at work, it's social media. If you're in your car, it's social media. All your life 24/7 is social media. And you don't know that you're killing yourself. And you call yourself a Christian or a Muslim or any other religion. You don't commit yourself to the Bible or to the Quran or whatever. And that is the word of social media. It's killing you softly. So my message to everybody is that I want you to go and watch the video of Abyjay Series. It's Abyjay Series. To be honest with you, I was watching it today and it talks about how TikTok is destroying our children's, young ones and youth life and even family life. It's not only children or youth that goes on TikTok. They put their explicit video, their naked video on TikTok. Some people want to know. They've just dropped breast implant. They'll put it on YouTube. They want to see the best, everything about them. They will put their nakedness on. Some people will be dancing, etc. Shaking their bum bum because they want other men. This is a woman that is married. And is exposing herself, is selling herself on social media. How would you think that your husband or your wife would think? And you say that you want rating. You want numbers of views. Some people want 1 million views, 2 million views. Who do you think you're deceiving? It's just a matter of time before you're selling yourself. You're more or less working in the social media red light district. That is what you're doing. Whether you're a wife in a house, everything you do in the house, you expose yourself. This is how you're selling yourself. God has joined you with your husband. And anything you do outside that is a sin. Some women does not know. They expose themselves on social media. You're working on the social media red light district. You don't know. You put your picture, you put your naked body there. You see other people will say, "Oh, you're looking good. You're looking good. Your hairs will be growing. Your head will start getting big. People are admiring me, etc. like that. Admiring me. Maybe your husband is tired. My husband is not admiring me, but someone is admiring me on the social media. That is what women does. And that is the same thing as men. So I'm not going to blame only women. I'll blame men as well. Focus on yourself. Stop selling yourself on the social media, TikTok, Facebook, and social media on real videos. And that is what I want to say. You want to get comments from people. Whenever you wear your bra, you wear your naked body, you want another man to admire you, to see your body, That is what you want. What do we call that? Let's go to the solutions. How do we get solutions to all these problems? The dangers, the awareness of TikTok, Facebook, social media, to families and our youth at home, in Nigeria or Africa or anywhere, and in the diaspora. We have to raise awareness. And that is why the Nigerian Yorkshire is bringing up this program, to make sure that we continue to raise awareness to families about this, to remind families about the dangers of social media. We're not trying to tell you what to do, but we've seen this danger that has destroyed life, that has broken marriages. You know what I'm talking about. Some people have listened to social media. There was some people listening. There's this lady called Nika TNT. That woman has destroyed lives, destroyed marriages, broken marriages. This is a woman that everybody will engage with, talking about immoral stuffs. And you call that one, you call someone that is advising you about your marriage. You don't need advice on any marriage. If you have issues with your husband, you sit down with your husband in your house. Don't go to your family. Don't go to mommy or daddy. Because mommy and daddy has handed you over to your husband. Both of you need to sit down and talk about it. Community consultation and dialogue is required. Locally and nationally. It's very important. to highlight the dangers of what this social media is doing to our children, to our young ones, and to our youth. Because at the end of the day, the government is not doing anything about it. We talk about genders, etc. Some cultures, they don't want it. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own tradition and culture. And people should be aware that the government, whether we are in the diaspora, should try and respect people's culture and traditions and religion. It's very, very important in the diaspora. Awareness and reminders to parents. Parents should know a good example. You parents, when you sit down at home, you tell your children not to use tabs. You yourself, you're using the tab. You're going to Facebook every day. You're posting your naked picture on there. We see a lot of them. They will just carry they like to just show themselves and talk to people. Hello, people. I'm on Instagram, this and that. Do you like my makeup? Do you like my bra? That is what people do. You're selling yourself because you're in the social media red light district. A respectable wife, if you respect yourself, you should not be selling yourself on social media to other men. Because there are lots of men that are looking at you. And you want them to comment on you. I like your bra. I like your bed. You have this and that, etc. That is what women want. And the same thing men. Men put themselves on the social media because women should admire them. What you're trying to do, you're on the path of cheating on your husband. You're on the path of cheating on your wife. Community discipline, education to our children, youth, and young ones. Parents should sit down and engage with their children. Social media is a danger. Whenever your children is upstairs, you need to know what is happening. Whenever it's 7 o'clock, your children should go to bed. This is why the Google Family app really helps. And this is why the government approves it. And this is what the government should be doing. The Google app is so good that even if you have 3 kids, you give them a tab. You can set them up on Google app where you can watch what they're looking at. If they go on TikTok, if they go on Facebook, etc., whatever they post there, you can see it. And you can even block them. And once it's 7 o'clock in the evening, the whole system will shut down to say it's time to go to bed. No matter what, they can use that app so many times, they will not get access to all those things. All those things, so I recommend the Google Family app to everybody. It's very effective. I've used it. Very effective and etc. Although children don't like that, youth don't like that, but they have to get used to it. Google Family app, please look it up on Play Store. So that is what I'm trying. Going overall is to talk about the dangers awareness of social media TikTok. I want to convey this to all families, communities, groups, charities. Let's continue to have more consultation, more awareness. We are planning to have a local and national Zoom session on this topic. Awareness and dangers of social media, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to families and youths, children and young ones at home, in where I come from, in Africa or anywhere, and in the diaspora and in our community. Please, let's continue to protect our children from these social media activities. If you're a good parent, you want your child to grow up, your child is a seed. Whenever you plant that seed, you want that seed to germinate, to become a big fruit. And I pray that everything we worked out for during the day, during the night, in our life should not come in vain. Thank you so much for everybody that listened to us. More updates to come on this topic. We're going to be carrying on more updates in 2024 and future years about how to protect our children, families, and even yourself as a wife, yourself as husband, yourself as single, from the dangers of social media. Please refrain from it, and you'll see the benefit. Thank you so much. More updates to come soon. My name is Mr. J. Skolaole. I'm the founder and the president of the Nigerian Yorkshire Community Network, UKCIC Group, in Leeds, in West Yorkshire, in the United Kingdom, and in diaspora. More update to come. If you want to contact us, our email address is admin@nycn.org.uk. Our website is www.nycn.org.uk. You can check our social media out. But please, if you're on our social media, please make sure that you post the right thing there. If we see anything that goes against explicit video, things that are not supposed to be there, putting all your family lives on the video, we will block you, we will remove you. Please. God bless you all. You take care. Have a blessed week. Take care. Bye-bye.